Hi there, it's Linda here. Thanks for joining me today as I play with these goodies for Scrapbook Boutique. I've got the Concord and 9th Dahlia Turnabout stamp set and die, and I'll be making 3 gift cards today. 3 little square gift cards. Now I had this one you see here stamped up from my last play with this stamp set, so I'm just cutting it with a square stitched die, and then just to line everything up you need to grab your ruler and put some pencil lines just lightly so you can rub them out from the diagonal corners, and that will help you line up the die part on the top. So today I'm going to be cutting out the blue petals that you see there. So I'm lining up that little blue one off to the side of the center, and then making sure that the die is covering all the other blue petals. Hold it in place with some painter's tape and then die cut it. Just making sure now that I, first of all, while my die is in place, that I also make lines on the die. That will just help me lining it up for the next few cards. And of course you could use a Sharpie pen too if you had one. Today I'm just using my pencil to make those marks. The next 2 cards I make, I don't stamp 4 times, I just stamp 3 times and then cut with the die on the 4th turn. But this one I already had done, so I thought I'd make use of it today. And as you can see, I've removed those blue petals, and then I will back it on a little navy card, and you can see through the die cut pieces there, and that gives it just a gorgeous look. I was just going over there with a multi-liner marker or multi-liner pen, the part of my sentiment that didn't quite stamp well. So moving along, I've got my jig there that I made on my last video with this stamp set, and my little gift cards today just fit perfectly in the center of that, and I've lined up my stamp with the jig, and then I know everything's going to stamp in place and correctly. So I'm using a beautiful platinum Brilliance ink here. It's quite a subtle ink. It's got this gorgeous shine to it, and that's the first stamping done. I'm moving my jig, turning it just once anti-clockwise, and you'll see the number 2 comes up in the top corner. Stamping this time with the Altenew Cosmic Berry ink, I'm pretty sure it is, and giving another stamp or another ink up there because I had a few splotchy bits. Again, turning it once anti-clockwise. You can see the 3 up in the corner there of my jig now. Cleaning off my stamp, of course, in between. And now Altenew's Puffy Heart ink, which is a beautiful colour. And I think you do 2 stamps or 2 inkings for that as well. And then I've done the turnabout 3 times, and there will be a gap left where I'll be able to use the die. So grab my die, first of all grab my ruler and just make those light pencil marks. You don't want them to be heavy because you do need to rub them out later. I don't put any pencil on the inked pieces, just the white bits in between. Light pencil marks, and then I can grab the Dahlia Turnabout die, line up that little petal in the middle there that you see with the blank space beside the other small center petals, line up the circle with the cross that's been made in the center of my card, and then hold it all in place with some painter's tape. Now I'll peel this off my jig piece because I don't need to put it all through the big shot. Peel off the tape that I used to hold it temporarily, and then die cut it. And peeling everything away, and you'll see the little cut pieces are exactly where you want them to be. And I'm going to back that with a gorgeous piece of light teal cardstock. I'll make a little gift card just a little bit larger, and I'll back it all with some foam adhesive. But first of all, for this one, I'm going to use the Smile out of the Dahlia Turnabout stamp set. And I'm going to stamp it right in the center with some VersaFine black ink. And I want it to show through on the back as well, so on the blue card base as well. So first of all, I stamp it on the Dahlia piece a couple of times to make sure I've got good coverage, and I'm holding it in place there with my magnets. And then I'll remove the Dahlia stamped piece after this stamping, and I'll stamp it all again on the base card. That way you'll be able to read the word Smile through the little cutout pieces of the Dahlia as well, which is just a bit of an interesting look. Stamp that again, get a nice crisp stamping, and then stick it all in place with a bit of foam adhesive, and you can see how you can see the L and the E through to the background as well. Now this little one, I'm just adding a sentiment. I haven't shown you the whole process. I'm just adding my sentiment now. It's from the MFT Essential Sentiments set, making sure it's nice and straight. And then I grab my cards and embellish them in 3 different ways. One gets embellished with sequins, one with enamel dots, and one with Nuvo drops, which I hate because that's the middle one there, and I smudged them all. I never wait for them to dry, and then I had to go over and do them all again. So thanks for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed my cards, and I'll see you again next time.